Welcome back to Batman, Curse of the White Knight, right here at Comicstorian. I'm Benny, and I bring you the narrative of your favorite comic book, video game, or movie, allowing you to maintain your knowledge on your favorite pop culture universe and get on with your busy day. Curse of the White Knight takes place in the White Knight universe, where things are a little different than the norm. In the first part of it, Batman fought against the Joker and discovered that he was actually another man named Jack Napier who was sane. At the end of that storyline, Jack Napier turned back into the Joker, and he revealed that he knows the greatest joke about the Waynes. Curse of the White Knight started where we left off with White Knight, with the 1%ers unhappy that Batman wasn't working with them. So they hired Azrael to try and remove Batman and become the new Batman. In this battle, James Gordon died, and Barbara Gordon, along with Bullock, went to get revenge, which only ended with her being injured and Batman carrying her out of the battlefield. Also, things you should know about is that Harley is pregnant with the twins of Jack Napier and Joker, and Batman has a journal left to him by Alfred when he died, which explains the dark secret of the Waynes, and we're going to go over that in today's episode. This is Curse of the White Knight number 5, and I hope you enjoy. The day after Barbara Gordon and Bullock went to get revenge and it went horrible, the city of Gotham is mourning the death of Commissioner James Gordon. Everyone stops to pay their respects, but there's one person who is not at the funeral: Batman. Later, at the GCPD, Batman pulls up with Bullock yelling, "Where the hell were you? Jim died because of you and you were too busy to attend his goddamn funeral?" Montoya tries to calm down Bullock, but he pulls away shouting, "No! What about Babs? Why didn't you waste Azrael when you had the chance?" Montoya tells him, because he and Barbara went rogue. That's why Barbara is in a wheelchair, and that kind of reckless behavior is going to get you suspended, Bullock. Batman tells the both of them, "No, Bullock is right. I should have been there. After everything that happened, I just wasn't sure I'd be welcome. I didn't want to cause a fight." Montoya goes on stating that what made Gordon so great is that he understood two things: trust and compromise. He accepted that the good guys didn't always get along. They just needed to trust each other, and that moving forward sometimes meant embracing their differences. Bullock asks how do they move forward from this, and Batman holds up a disc saying by focusing on the work. "We've always believed that Gotham began as a small village on the coast. That's why the journal's map is so strange. It places the village in the wrong place, on the edge of the large bay that extended inland, in an area that we know as Gotham Reservoir. However, the journal is inaccurate. The settlement is beneath the reservoir. Someone tried to erase history by flooding. And that man was Edmund Wayne, my ancestors. With Arkham dead, Edmund tried to reclaim his own inheritance, but rather than honoring his promise to give Bakar half of Gotham, Edmund killed him. Edmund convinced the British to help him purge the entire valley so that they could turn it into one of the most valuable ports of the New World. He then erased all evidence of Bakar and the chapel of St. Dumas by damming the river and flooding the valley. The villagers who lost their homes then resettled in Backport. Edmund redrew the coastline as the land below the lake dried up, and then he built a new settlement by selling property to the East India Trading Company. That is the truth about Gotham, and it's how the Waynes' fortune started in the New World. That's why the Joker sent Azrael. By reviving the descendant of Bakar, Joker wants to expose the cover-up and destroy the Wayne legacy. And if we're going to get any more information out of the Joker, there's only one person that can do it." So, later, Harley Quinn is visiting the Joker in jail with their children in hopes of getting through to Jack Napier. Harley sits down at the glass divider asking Jack where Azrael is, and what did the message written in blood on the well walls state. Joker walks up stating, "Jesus! Not you again? Thought I made myself real clear." He then stops and begins to look around. "Where is he?" Harley sits down telling him that Batman's not coming, and Joker says, "I always thought that you were pretty boring. Maybe that's why I kept you around. You made me look that much more hilarious. But this is just stupid. Why would you risk bringing your children here? What's stopping me from escaping and kidnapping?" And Harley says that he won't, because Jack won't let him. The Joker bursts out laughing. And Harley tells him that if he won't let Jack in, then they will never see her again. And the only memories the children will have of their father is this nightmare. Joker holds his head, trying to contain his laughter, telling her, Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're funnier than I gave you credit for. Harley takes one last look at the Joker and then says, "Goodbye, Jack. I love you." As she begins to leave, a voice calls out to her, telling her to wait. I love you too. And that voice came from Jack Napier. Once Jack is secured in a chair with a dozen armed guards around him, he looks at the twins and says that they're beautiful. He's so sorry that he couldn't have been there. Harley tells him it's okay. Batman delivered them. It was a bit of an emergency while investigating Laffy. Jack says, wait. Batman delivered my children, born exactly where the Joker was born, at Laffy Arkham's grave? If that isn't dripping with irony. And Harley reaches out telling him that there's more going on here than they realize. They need help. Jack tells her that he can't. Joker knows everything that he knows. It doesn't work the other way around. And Harley takes Jack's hand, telling him to think. Where is Azrael? Giant religious nut with a big flaming sword. Just think, Jack. So Jack tries to concentrate when suddenly he sees it. The sword, the flaming cross, a sword lodged in a pool of holy oil in some old church with a giant stained glass window. St. Jerome's Chapel in Old Gotham. Harley says that that's good, very good. What about the message on the wall, the one in blood, Jack? Jack focuses on the night that he was there. He can see words and they said, oh no. Harley asks, what is it? And Jack tells her, well, I'll tell you, but you cannot tell Batman. Harley asks why, and Joker tells her, because it would destroy him. Meanwhile, over in Ruth's office, she tells Azrael that their contract has now become void. He has become a liability. He was an investment to fight the Napier Initiative. They paid him to eliminate Batman so that they could replace him, not wreak havoc all over Gotham with a flaming sword. Azrael puts on his mask, telling her, I was clothed in a robe dripped in blood, and the name by which I am called is the Word of God. Ruth looks at Azrael's sword as it hangs next to her head, telling him that she was hoping that they could be civil about this. And that's when Bane charges in, tackling Azrael to the ground. Azrael fights back, stating that the mercenaries are weak. They only worship money. Bane gets up asking, you think that I am weak? Then let's turn up the juice a little. He injects himself, throwing Azrael across the room and starts to pull him back by the tassels. As he begins to laugh, he lifts up Azrael above his head, telling him, your faith is your weakness. That's when Bane feels the tube in the back of his head get cut, and he drops Azrael. Gabrielle is standing there, and Azrael ignites his sword, stating that often mercenaries leave themselves exposed. Bane tells him the tube is there to challenge anyone to come in close if they dare cut it. And Azrael picks up Bane by the tube, telling him, I will accept your challenge. And with a single cut, he lobs off Bane's head. Ruth begins to shout, asking him to not do this, and Azrael recoats his sword, telling her, this is a special form of napalm. When I pull the sword out, there's a button that will set this sword on fire. If I don't push the button, then no flames. However, the napalm can still be ignited, even by something as small as a candle. He lays his sword down on Ruth while Gabrielle ties her down and she screams, asking, what do you want? Azrael tells her, I want a list of your clients, all the names of the elites, giving her a set time limit as it melts down. And Ruth yells, wait, I'll tell you. Later in Arkham, the prisoners get up when they hear a pair of heavy footsteps coming down the hall. They look down to see a man with a bat symbol holding a sword. And seconds later, a flaming sword begins to cleave through the villains one by one. Joker wakes up. Well, it would seem that someone is clearing out the competition. Aye, how'd you get past the security? The man says, they just let me walk through. And the Joker asks, why would they let you do that? Azrael steps out of the shadows wearing the bat suit that Ruth was working on, tells him, because I'm Batman. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Nightfall and all of the original Azrael stuff is some of my favorite Batman stories ever. Seeing this brand new version of it is incredible for me because I love seeing a different take on the story. But what do you guys think down below? I don't think it's as exciting as the original White Knight, but it's still really awesome. And trust me, you need to see what happens in the next episode of this. So subscribe to this channel to make sure you get that and hit that like button. And if you want to get early access, please consider subscribing to our channel because we bring you content on almost a daily basis and all the early stuff goes out over there. Thank you so much for your support and I'll see you next time right here.